So today I'm going to talk about the predator-prey cycle. Also, some look at it as the empath-narcissist cycle. It is a vicious cycle that two energies get trapped into, and it repeats over and over and over again. I'm going to give you some tips and tools on how to recognize this cycle and also how to get out of the cycle, because although as the prey or the empath or the energy that feels like it's a victim, you're just as much responsible as the predator energy that seeks to dominate, control, and be in power. So this is a very vicious cycle. It is the original downfall, in my opinion, of the universe. This cycle that created the continual cycle that we see in the universe over and over and over again of the predator-prey cycle that has been going on for eons, way before humans were even a thought, and even way before there was even time. It all started long, long, long ago when the two energies that were created by God to create the universe, one of those energies, they decided to give themselves identities, labels, and one became masculine, one became feminine. Now, they were divine at one point, whole, still connected to God, still knowing that they were a part of Source, but they were, in essence, different, because a masculine energy and a masculine is definitely different than a feminine and a feminine energy. When they started to intermingle their energies, then things started to get a little confusing, because the masculine started to want to dominate the feminine, and I don't think it was a place from ill will at first. I don't think it was of a place of hurt or harm, but also a part of me does believe that it was. I do believe there are some individuals, even now, especially ones that I have dealt with, that their intentions were to take total control of me, to dominate me to the point of being a slave to them. Now, I've experienced two energies where the one masculine wanted me to be a slave to him. He's siphoning my energy, my power, my abilities for himself so that he could, in essence, be God. He had God, I can't even say it. He had a God complex. And he even admitted it, and it was even shown to him that was his issue, is that he didn't want to build or partner with me. He wanted to, weirdly enough, be me, control me, and play God. So he didn't want two entities to come together as God to form God. He wanted to be God. So more of a division, more of a control, dominate, destroy energy. Very toxic, very evil, very evil. Wants everything for themselves, and isn't willing to listen, or isn't willing to change, isn't willing to evolve. Very stuck in their own ways of, I am all there is and everything else will bow to me. So that energy, I do believe, was, in essence, what caused the issue in the rift in the universe, the original sin, the original division between the masculine and the feminine, when the masculine decided it wanted to be God and it wanted to dominate the feminine, and that the feminine was less than and weak. Now, the feminine side of the perspective, as an empath, as a feminine, as the one who sees only love, and the light inside of people, that also created an issue, because what had happened is that love became blind. It became a blinder, and it also made me a slave. It made the feminine a slave to the masculine, because I never put up boundaries or put up or said no, that this isn't right. I did not know, or the feminine did not know, the intentions of the masculine. And the intentions of the masculine was not to create life in love. And when I say in love, I'm not talking about the love that maybe humans would describe. This in love that I'm speaking of means I understand you and I accept you for who you are, all of you. I'm not trying to change you. I'm not trying to make you something different than you are. I accept you and I love you anyway. And I am going to help build you up, not tear you down. But unfortunately, this masculine wanted to control and tear down and wanted nothing to do with the building process. So that masculine, I learned over many years how to deal with and how to basically, in essence, take my power back, because that is where balance is restored and where feminine steps back into their power. Where also, if you are the empath or the feminine dealing with a dominant, narcissistic, sociopath, evil, tyrannical masculine, you are their source of energy. You're feeding them. Your energy, actually, your love is actually what powers them and allows them to continue to do the things that they do. The way that you defeat them, and it's not even a defeat, it's more of a helping them evolve and learn and grow, is you take your energy back. You sever all ties, all connections. You learn to control your energy. You learn to return your energy back to yourself, and then return back to that individual their energy. Once you do that and you reset, you will find and you will watch that masculine unwind, because then they will be caught up in their own delusion, their own illusion, and their own lies. And at that point, the only person that they have to deal with is themselves. Now, unless they attach to a new willing victim that is willing to feed their hollow, weak obsession. But that's not on you. That's for that new feminine to figure out. The way that we basically bring this universe back to the original intent, which was in love, is by bringing the power back into the feminine, and then also waking the masculine up back to their divine, loving self, and not this need to dominate and control. So the second masculine that I dealt with, his thing was he never intended on falling in love with me. He didn't realize how pure my love was, how truthful and honest I was. He thought I was just like all the others that he would dealt with, who were manipulators and liars and cheaters, and that entangled them in their victim web. But unfortunately, I had already learned that I wasn't a victim, that I wasn't going to be entangled into anybody else's web of lies and illusion and delusion. And I was a victim to no one. I am the creator of my reality. If I choose to give you my energy, I choose. Now, I also have the free will choice to tell you no or walk away. And that's exactly what I did with the second masculine once I figured out his intentions. Because that's where it's at. That's when you know you're in your power and you're in power, is when you can read people to the point where you know what their intentions are. Because you don't have control over other people, in essence. But if you know that their intentions are not good and that energy plans on doing something bad to you, Why would you stick around? Why would you even go down that road? And don't say to save them, because you can't. You cannot save anybody but yourself. So once I learned the intentions of this masculine, I left. And again, yet again, this masculine was attempting to, because he was again a hollow, empty shell narcissist, pretty evil, actually. A lot of very, really disgusting things I found out about him. But anyway, once I pulled back all my energy from that masculine, yet again, his world unraveled, because now he didn't have a power source anymore. And his lies and his illusion, his mask started to come off, and the truth of who he was started to come forth, because he didn't have that light, that energy source to power him anymore. He had to be powered by his own negativity. Now, am I doing this out of redemption or revenge or anything? No, absolutely not. I'm not here to free anybody. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm not here to do anything but be myself and be 100% in myself. Now, being 100% in myself means that I am completely detached from everyone. If I want to share my energy with somebody, I will do so. And these were my lessons as well. And I was not able to get to the point where I'm at energetically and powerfully without these masculines stepping into my life. So I'm extremely grateful for the lessons that they showed me. And I hope that one day they are grateful for the lessons that they received from me, because it will help them evolve. So that is why I do what I do. I pull back from them so that they can see this is what pure love, true love is. This is what I've always wanted. But yet, because of my decisions, my choices, the things that I did, it's now gone. And so they have to come to terms with their own awareness. So the goal is to wake up. The goal is to wake up the masculine and the feminine out of this cycle, and to realize that, yes, you are in control, feminine, just as much as masculine, because the feminine can manipulate behind the scenes just as much as the masculine will manipulate and control from the front. Both can do both, actually. So the third masculine that I dealt with used his love and his abilities, and all three of the masculines actually use their abilities as a weapon, which is a big no-no in the universe, by the way. When you are granted abilities, whether they are earned, and most of the time they are earned, this is not something that's just given to anybody. You don't just give powers and abilities to somebody who doesn't know what to do with them and can't handle it. You know, with great power and great wisdom, you have got to know what you're doing, and you have got to follow the universal rules. Forget the human rules. There are rules that have been around and been in play way before humans were even a thought. Those are the rules I play by. So this third masculine, yet another, it was a covert narcissist, very childish, did not have any connection to his emotions whatsoever. When I would challenge his behavior, he would throw a temper tantrum and walk away. Now, all three of them actually did this because they haven't matured yet. But that is part of this process, and part of my process as well is to help both the feminine and the masculine mature into their grown self. So the answer, feminine, is to pull your energy back into you. Be 100% aligned and in with you, integrated fully with your feminine energy. Do not try to take on masculine energy, because once you do that, you start taking on their problems, you start taking on their issues, their concerns, you start taking on all their trauma crap, okay? Make sure you've cleaned up your trauma crap so that you aren't an open wound with a masculine energy coming to you to try to attach to you, Okay? So, in order to help the masculine evolve and the feminine, they have to align into their own energy. You have to be integrated with your own energy. Combining energies does not work. Not at this level, not at the polarized level. It will never work. Now, once we reach the level of divinity, that's in a whole nother ball game, but we're not ready for that yet. But at this level, we've got to pull the strings apart. Feminines, if you're dealing with a narcissist, if you're dealing with a sociopath, if you're dealing with a liar, if you're dealing with a toxic masculine energy, stop enabling it. Stop feeding it your energy, because you are their source, which means you are part of the problem too. So do you want to get out of this? Don't blame them. Yes, they're responsible for their own actions, but you also have to look at yourself. And you have to take responsibility for yourself as well. Because I tell you what, the blame game, that's the death for both of you. That keeps you stuck in a repetitive cycle. So get out. All right. Have a great day.